How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And, Joe.
Randy P. Beer Reviews.
Doing a little, Joe's in for the week, banging out a couple of reviews. And, got this, aged bottle of beer and a little lot I got the other day. And, we figured to review it because it's kind of a fun one to do. One, it's aged, and that's fun. Yeah. Two, it's from a brewery, both dig. Mm-hmm. And three, one of the first joint reviews. Actually, was it the first one?
It may be the first joint review we've done.
Joint review we did maybe. I want to stumble over my words.
Yeah.
Was Heavy Seas Mutiny Fleet Below Decks 2011. Although that one was Cabernet.
2012. Cabernet.
Oh, it was 2012 Cabernet.
The bottle's right here.
Yeah, the bottle's right there. Sorry. 2012 Cabernet, and this is 2011 Bourbon. So it's kind of like a come full circle kind of deal, you know? Yeah. Break it out and review it together and all that fun stuff. As far as what it says on the bottle, 2011 Barleywine style Ale, aged in bourbon barrels. Bourbon Oak Heavy Seas Mutiny Fleet Below Decks. The Mutiny Fleet was birthed by Heavy Seas brewers who were discovered secretly brewing small batches of big beers to amuse the palates of their fellow crew. Since most of the secrets are best kept bottled up, we're bringing you these big flavor extraordinary brews in 22 ounce. I wanted to say that on there too. Embrace your inner pirate and join the mutiny. This single style barley wine ale has been aged in American bourbon barrels. Enjoy now or cellar it below decks, so it will become more complex as it ages. And that's pretty much it. 10% alcohol by volume. There you go. Label-wise, it's cool. I dig it in a very ghetto kind of way. It's kind of like drawn badly, and in a way I kind of like it. There's this little kind of art thing on the side that is actually drawn pretty freaking awesome. But the actual label itself is ghetto in a good way. So I'm not making fun of you, Heavy Seas. I actually dig it. So there you go. So let's see. Ooh. Oh, hiss on that sucker. Yeah. Nice vapor. Give me the vapors, baby. Let's see. The Cabernet Barrel one, when I first started reviewing it, and I loved it. And then I actually re-reviewed it the other day, and still loved it. So my palate isn't that much of a dumpster fire, I guess. Or I just still don't know.
Does it have the same... Oh, it does have a different... if you can see this on camera, let me grab the other one again. There's kind of a wine bottle. This guy,
and he's holding the bourbon barrel.
And this one, he's holding like a little moonshine.
There bottle. You go. Look at that differences. They make the world go round.
How about that?
The most first off, the biggest head in the history of mankind.
Oh yeah,
not really much of a head there.
Ton of it.
Had a nice hiss pop on it, so I am assuming this is just from age and being barreled. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with it going sideways. Color-wise, nice ruby mixed with orange. Nice haze to it. You can see through it a little bit, but
can't really. Mine's kind of hazy and murky.
Yeah. Let's get a nose on that sucker.
That's an interesting smell.
Yeah. I am smelling. I think I'm getting a little bit of oxidation out of this.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of bourbon, almost getting like a. This is gonna sound weird, like a saltiness,
There's almost like a cheesiness to mine, but in a weirdly good way.
Like it smells like it's oxidized with age, but it smells super bright and fresh, which sounds kind of retarded because it's an aged barley wine. So yeah, I mean it's a unique nose, not robust in any way. Get a little bit of bourbon off it, a little vanilla.
I get like a vanilla and a little bit of that kind of saltiness you were talking about. Like that's kind of savory.
Yeah.
Smell.
It's kind of weird. So that's all I'm getting. Let's dive in.
All right.
Cheers. Way different in the mouth.
Oh yeah.
All bourbon all the time. Not really getting much barley wine from it. I'm getting a lot of barrel. A little bit. What I think was that kind of like bright, that bright saltiness is just like a bizarre oak tannin. That's what I kind of think it is.
I think it's kind of that, and maybe coupled with like a little bit of that aged character.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it.
Super
I do get
drinkable.
a lot of that. I do get a lot of the oak. Not probably as much bourbon as you are.
I'm getting it, but it's not huge, but it's there.
No. It's definitely there.
Yeah, not really much barley wine. You know, it is beer. Well, here, loose flash. It's
Obviously,
beer.
it's beer.
But I mean, you wish that it's weird because to me, a bourbon barrel is way less invasive than a Cabernet barrel. But to me, I'm way more sensitive to wine notes and that vinous from wine.
I think like another thing with wine is you could probably go a little bit. I think you have kind of an easier chance of like kind of going sideways with it with wine than you do with bourbon. I could be completely wrong, but I would just guess like alcohol content wise.
But for me, what I'm saying is like a wine barrel. To me, when you barrel age stuff, I'm very sensitive to the vinousness of wine, and that's like redundant. Vinous is wine, but and to me, it was very well balanced in the Cabernet versions.
Yeah.
Where I'm a little bit desensitized to bourbon, but this is way bourbon forward. You assume it's the same beer. Yeah. Maybe they brew different batches for different barrels. I mean, that would. I don't
know. It could also be just how the beer itself aged on top of, like, aged in the bottle versus both of those barrels. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting caramel. I'm getting a little bit of toffee. I'm getting a nice amount of vanilla, nice bourbon sweetness. Yeah. Not bourbon like booziness.
No.
Really, not much beer character there. Like I said, you can get you're tasting a barley wine, but for me to pick out notes from a barley wine, I can't really do it because it's just all barrel.
It is really barrel forward.
But it's not over the top. It's not like in your face. No. It's very rich and subtle and delicious.
It's not like some of the bigger beers from, like, say, the Brewery. Or even, like, you know, your Bourbon Counties and that kind of stuff. I can get a little bit of, like, maybe a caramelly kind of maltiness that could be kind of going hand in hand with any kind of caramel notes from the bourbon. Mm-hmm. I like the mouthfeel. It's nice, but it might be a touch.
Oh, it's thin.
A touch thin for my.
It's definitely not touch thin for me. It's thin, and then but I mean I'm willing to forgive that sometimes with barrel aged beers.
Yeah,
because they are barrel aged, and then you get this really nice, like I was talking about earlier. Like you get this really nice oak from it. It's like a fresh oak. It's not like a char. It's actual like oak. It's not like a burned or a charred oak or a smokiness. It's just fresh oak I'm getting from it. Yeah, nice beer. Rating, what's to give it? An 88.
Yeah, I'd probably go like a solid B with this. I like it. I don't know if I would have aged it.
The perfect world, I would have changed it. I had it 2 years ago. Yeah, I would have had it about 2 to 3 years old as opposed to 4. Yeah, 4.5.
I think 2 tops would be just wheelhouse fine. I think like there's a lot of times when we're doing aged reviews, it's like, oh, this is really good now. Let's see what happens in another 3 years. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, maybe this will happen. It's like, oh, well, 2 years ago was prime.
Yeah, well, that, you know me, I'm like big on like barrel aged beers are only meant to be, to me, in a perfect world. Like barrel aged beers, maybe about 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm bottle conditioned 5 to 50 years. You know what I mean? So
5 to your children.
5 to your grandkids. Question mark.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Hey, it kind of
Yeah.
This proves me right. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It doesn't prove anything other than the fact that this bottle, if you have a 2011 Bourbon Barrel Aged Heavy Seas below deck sitting around, you should drink it. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I would drink it now. I'm more on the I'll age anything and see how it happens.
Yeah.
And aspect of that, and I like, you're not much of a aging something that's been aged in barrels kind of guy, as you just said, but like I would, if I had a bottle of this when it came out, like if I picked up a bottle after like a year, I'd probably let it sit for another year and just...
Well, I'd buy 2 and drink one fresh and then drink one.
Well, yeah, apart from that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, if you had, like we said, if you have a bottle of this, open it. I think it's drinking nicely, but it's not going to do it.
It's on the decline.
More time isn't going to do it any favors.
Yeah. So what did I say? I said 87, 89. I think I said somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You're solid B.
B.
And value and availability, and skip over that. It's an aged beer. It is what it is. So yeah, if you like what we like this.
If you like aged beer, you might like this.
Oh, if you like aged beer, it's a given. I'm just trying to get some.
If you like English style barley wines, I mean, definitely give it a try.
I'm trying to get places for another beer that I've had a hard time doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a good and a bad thing with a lot of these different beers. If it's so,
I just reviewed it. If you like Coronado's Old Scallywag, which is their Bourbon Barrel Aged English barley wine, a lot of similar notes from this. A lot of subtle barrel, not a ton of barley wine in it. A better mouthfeel in that beer, but it's very similar. So if you're a fan of that beer, you'd definitely be a fan of this one. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or whatever, comment and all that fun stuff and subscribe. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, how about you, Joe?
NEPAbeerreviews.squarespace.com. Also Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, NEPA Beer Reviews. And also on Sundays and sometimes Mondays, find both of us doing Love Beer Radio on Matt's channel, the channel you're on right now. So tune in and
and if you
check
miss
that
it,
out.
and if you miss it, iTunes and Stitcher, just search Love Beer Radio. So there you go. Another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice aged barley wine right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.